In these sections, we're going to look at how to configure Telnet. In order to configure Telnet, first thing we need to configure IP address inside our switch, and then we need to configure IP address inside our PC. So let's click on this PC. We go to CLI, say enable, put the password. Now, in every switch, by default, we have VLAN 1. So we say config T, we go to global config mode, and then interface VLAN 1. That's the default VLAN interface we have take. Now we're going to configure IP address. (192.168.10.5), subnet mask 255.255.255.0. So no shut. So you need to turn up the VLAN. So you configure this VLAN IP address inside this VLAN 1. Now our switch has VLAN IP address. After that, we exit from here. We go to line VTY04. This is the Telnet line. Going to configure password Cisco, and we say login. So login command is very important. With this login command, this password will be assigned to this line. Exit from here. So another important things you need to configure, that is enable password. We put Cisco in this case. Enable password is important. If we'd like to configure Telnet, we must have to have enable password. Now, this is the Telnet configurations. We need to have VLAN IP address. We need to have a line and password, and need to have enable password. Now, let's go back to our PC. We open the PC and to make sure that we have the proper IP address. Yes, this is 192.168.10.1, and we have the mask. Now we close this one. We go to our command prompt. Say enable. No, not enable. This is PC. We need to check the network connectivity at first. So we do ping 192.168.10.5. Just check whether we have the IP connectivity or not. Yes, you can ping our switch. So if we can ping, then we'll be able to telnet. So you say telnet 192.168.10.5. Now it's asking the password. Password is Cisco. Enable. So it is. Yes, now we can log into this switch. So that's how we can configure Telnet, and we can log in via Telnet. Another options we have, we can create local user. Let's say in our config mode, we can say username Zahid, and then password Cisco 123, let's say. Hit enter. That's how we can create username and password. Now after that, we need to make some changes with our VTY line VTY04, and in this Telnet sessions we need to specify our local user information. So we say login local. Once you say login local, that time if someone want to do Telnet, it will ask username and password and hit enter. Now let's go back to our PC, and now we exit from our switch and say enable, not enable, this is PC. We'd like to do telnet again, telnet switch IP, which is 192.168.10.5, and hit enter. Username Zahid. See, now it's asking the username. Hit enter. Password Cisco 123. Now we can log in, and then enable password. So that's how we can set up Telnet, and we can log in without username or with username. Now let's have a look how to do these encryptions. So once you're logged in via Telnet, then we can do this encryption. So if I do show run, and if I go down all the way, I can see this enable password we have configured before. If I go down all the way, I can see this is Cisco, this password we configured, this VLAN we configured, everything we can see. But main thing is this password is visible, right? If password is visible, then it's actually no good. Anybody logged in, they can see the password. So we can hide the password. We can say config T and say service password encryption. That's how we can encrypt the password. So this command will encrypt all the current and future password. Once you apply this command, then we can test. We can say exit from here and then say show run again. And if we go down, all the way, look at that. Password is encrypted. If we go up, password is encrypted. So that's how with this service password encryptions command, we can perform these encryptions. But these encryptions, they are kind of like a basic sort of encryptions. They're not very stronger encryptions. But we have another command. With that, we can configure, stronger encryptions. That is called enable secret, and then we put Cisco 1. Let's say this is our password. So if we say secret command, it will create, encryptions, stronger encryptions, and this password will take precedence if we have any other basic password. So that means if I exit from here, and if I do show run, and see, this password will take precedence, and look at the encryptions. It's very long encryptions. So this is stronger encryptions than that basic enable password encryption. For security purposes, we should use this enable secret password.